Perfect. Okay, so I have someone's work. We're just going to go over our answers for numbers 7 and 8. So let's read together as a class. Number 7.
The park in our neighborhood is on Old Boulevard.
Boulevard, good. Okay, number 8.
Joe's plays soccer.
So this is Jose. The J is silent. Okay, so Jose
Plays soccer on Monday and on Wednesday.
Perfect. So what are abbreviations?
To shorten a word, so you don't have to say the whole long word.
Okay, so it's a shortened way to write a word, right? Instead of us having to write the whole word. What about compound words? Jason.
Compound words is 2 words that make one big word.
Okay, 2 separate words that makes one new word. So give me an example. Olivia.
Firefighters.
Okay, firefighters, firefighters. Mia.
Pancake.
Pancake, pancake. Sophia.
Sunshine.
Sunshine, sunshine. Anna.
Sunflower.
Perfect. Sunflower, sunflower. Club.
School bus. School bus.
School bus is actually 2 separate words. Okay, so school bus is actually 2 separate words. But I can see why you got that one mixed up. Emma.
I have 2 words from over there: outreach and greenhouses.
Perfect. Outreach and greenhouses are vocabulary. All right, I'm taking it.
It's a name.
Okay, perfect job. Yesterday, we made and confirmed what?
Predictions.
Predictions. Okay, what is a prediction?
A prediction is something that you think is going to happen in the story. You can make a prediction by looking at the color.
Okay.
And you can see if your prediction is right while you're reading the story and thinking.
Okay.
You'll do next.
Jason, I like how you're raising your hand. What is a prediction?
A prediction is when you predict it. Is when you.
And that's okay, Fiona.
It's when you predict that something's going to happen in the story.
Okay, it's making a guess of what you think is going to happen in a story, right? And like Olivia said, I can look at the title, I can look at pictures. All of those are what?
Prediction.
Text features.
Well, you can look at text features. They're all clues in my text. Evidence, right? All of that can help me make a prediction. Well, today we're going to talk about something that we are pretty familiar with, and that's author's
purpose.
Author's purpose. Well, what is author's purpose?
An
I heard
author's
you say
purpose is his or her reason for writing the text.
Okay, it's the reason that the author wanted to write the text. Now remember, we also took it a step further, and you said most authors also have an audience, right? Remember you told me your favorite show or movie? I said, well, their intended audience sometimes are children, sometimes it's an adult. So we're going to talk about author's purpose today. So we will be able to identify the author's reason for writing the text. What do I need to highlight? What are my keywords?
Identify author's reasons writing the text.
So identify
the other reasons writing the text. Okay.
Thank you for being kind. Let's see who can do our I will. Jason. So we all are going to identify the author's reason.
I will
Identify
the author's intended audience.
Perfect. All right, give it up for Mr. Tajani. Perfect. So we're going to talk about their reason for writing the text and the audience that they're trying to reach. Turn and talk to a partner. What are we learning today?
the author's reason for writing the text, and I will be the author's audience. I will be able to.
All right, class?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so author's purpose is his or her reason for writing a text. Knowing the purpose helps us recognize their message. So what are some ways that the author may try to, why they would try to write their text?
To entertain, inform, or persuade.
Okay, so maybe to entertain us, right? Does that mean do I have to laugh all the time?
No.
No, what does that mean if it's an
To
entertaining story?
enjoy
the readers to enjoy it.
Just to read it.
Just
To
to
make it
relax,
interesting.
enjoy, make it interesting. What about inform? Sophia?
Like if you're reading a non-fiction books like about sharks, they can tell you like facts about sharks.
Okay, it's giving me facts about something. What about persuade? Anna?
Persuading you to like go buy cookies.
Okay, they may try to persuade me to buy cookies. Davion?
They may say you to want to buy a VR.
Okay, so what are they trying to do?
Like
They're trying to do
get you
like
to do
they're
something
trying,
in a
they're
certain
trying,
way.
they're trying to persuade
act in
you
a
to
certain
buy
way.
something.
Okay, I like how you said
Or
get you to
something.
do something or act a certain way, right? So that's persuasion. So an author also may try to explain certain things to you. So today we're going to look back at our story about Farmer Allen. You remember the story yesterday?
Yes.
No.
Oh, well, if you were doing Lighthouse,
Well,
sorry.
no, I
Okay,
didn't.
who can kind of give them a recap? Who was the people who were doing Lighthouse? Give them a recap of what we read so far.
Will Allen was a farmer until he moved to
Belgium.
Belgium,
hmm
and he wanted to become asphalt, and then he would go back to farming.
Okay. We also noticed some new vocabulary words in our story, like scarce. Who remembers what scarce was? What is scarce? Sophia.
Like there's a little bit of things.
Okay, there's a little amount of something. Okay, there's a shortage. We also talked about greenhouses. Who remembers what greenhouses were? Emma?
It's like little grass houses for plants.
Perfect. What was another vocabulary word that they said?
Pollution.
Ooh, pollution. What was pollution?
Pollution is something that they let out into the air that can harm your body or harm animals.
Yep. Jason?
They said fellowship.
What was fellowship?
Fellowship is when like
I think fellowship was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who's talking? Now let's look at the picture. What was fellowship? Want to call on a friend? Call on a friend.
Sophia.
Fellowship is something where people work together.
Okay, they're working together, right? Like their community. Okay.
Like teamwork.
Kind of like teamwork. Yeah. All right. So we are going to actually go back to the 2 pages that we talked about yesterday, and we're going to identify the author's purpose of this part of the story. So I want you to go back to your desk and turn to page 110. What page?
110.
Perfect. Break us out. What is it?
1, 2, 3.
110. Whenever you and your group have it, give me a thumbs up. 110. You don't have that yet. You got it? All right.
Got it.
Just like give me a thumbs up. Perfect. Group 2 have it. Miguel, you can come join group 5 since your other person isn't here. Perfect. Group. Do you have a book in this? Where's your teacher? Lopez. Go get your book in her class. Is it in Spanish or English? Okay. I think it's the same. It's all the same. All right, take a seat. Perfect. So we'll wait for Adiana to get back, and we are going to reread page 110 and 111. What are some things, our reading strategies while we read? What are some things that we can do, Olivia?
Hashtag rap.
Okay, what does that mean?
Like reading and thinking.
I'm reading and I'm thinking about what I'm reading. Emma?
You can follow along with your pencil.
You can follow along with your pencil. Sophia?
You can look at the pictures like for
Okay, you can look at the pictures, make predictions in your head. Tijani?
You can try to find important words.
Okay, important words. How do I know if they're important?
If they're like highlighted or bold.
Okay, if they're highlighted or bold or underlined. We're on page 110. And then Olivia?
You can find out the point of view.
Okay, but what's our goal today? What are we focused on?
Author's purpose.
The author's purpose, right? Okay, our pie chart, which is our author's purpose. Okay, are we ready? Okay, so let's start where it says a new kind of farm. So I'm going to play it on here since we already reread it. Well, we read it before. I'm going to turn the highlight.
A new kind of farm. When Will was done with basketball, he worked a white shirt job in Wisconsin and found time to grow vegetables on Cindy's parents' land.
What did we say yesterday a white shirt job was? Colton, do you remember?
Business job.
Okay, maybe a job where it was like a business. Olivia?
Or like an important job, or like where you have to do something.
Okay, look at the picture. What is he doing in the picture?
Pointing. Selling.
Okay, he's pointing to like a sign, right? What does the sign say?
For
For sale. So maybe he's a salesman, maybe.
Maybe he's gonna I think it's a greenhouse, and maybe he's gonna grow plants.
Okay, so let's see. So white shirt job we know probably is something that's very important based on the picture. Okay, let's keep reading.
But Will wanted his own place. He'd seen that fresh vegetables were as scarce in the city as trout in the desert. Will believed everyone, everywhere, had a right to good food. Scarce. If something is scarce, there is very little of it. But how could Will farm in the middle of pavement and parking lots? One day, driving in Milwaukee, Will spotted 6 empty greenhouses on a plot of land about the size of a large supermarket for sale. He could see kids who'd never eaten a ripe tomato, never crunched a raw green bean, sitting at his table, eating his vegetables. Will Allen bought that city lot. Greenhouse.
So what did he do?
He bought
The city lot. So what some of your predictions were about what a white shirt job was that kind of the same thing what you said? It's something that's pretty important, right?
Yeah.
He bought the city lot. Okay. All right. Leave your books open and make your way back downtown. So let's discuss what we read. What were these two pages mostly about that we just read? I want you to turn and talk to your partner. Doesn't have to be your buddy. Just talk to your partner. What were those 2 pages about that we just read?
I think the 2 pages
Ariana, you can.
was about
Davion. Davion, you can be on. What were those 2 pages about? Leave it alone. I'm trying to talk to your partner.
Him having a round or no, not it's not about maybe that he's gonna know my life.
Did you guys finish yesterday?
Or give them to the
Class? Yes. Raise your hand and tell me, what were just these 2 pages about? And
they were about Will seeing 6 greenhouses, and he thought that he might make another farm
okay, why did he want to make another farm?
because he missed his old farm.
Okay. What else? What else did he share with us in the story? Anna?
That
Say it again. Be confident.
he used the white shirt.
Well, he had on his white shirt. It was like his white shirt job. Yes. Okay. Take Jason.
He wanted to buy the greenhouse so he could grow vegetables on Cindy parents' land.
Say the last part again. To do what?
To grow vegetables.
Okay. Who was he trying to grow vegetables for? Just himself?
No,
For
his
the
parents.
homeless. Maybe for the
Cindy's
homeless.
parents.
Okay. Well, it says, and found time to grow vegetables on Cindy's parents' land, but Will wanted his own place. He seen that fresh vegetables were as scarce in the city as trout in the desert. So scarce, what does scarce mean again?
Like
Very
it's something is scarce.
It's very little.
Like
So were there a lot of vegetables?
No.
No, right? So is that why he wanted to make a farm?
Yeah.
He also said right here, let's look at paragraph 13. He could see kids who've never eaten a ripe tomato, never crunched a raw green bean, sitting at his table eating his vegetables. Will Allen bought that city lot. So why was he wanting to build a new farm? Was it just for him or Cindy's parents? Colton, who else was it for?
It was for the children.
The children, or also even their...
They haven't even eaten his vegetables before.
Okay, and also their what? His community. Okay? So, based on what we just read, did you guys know that this is actually a biography? Like Will Allen's a real person?
Yes.
Yeah, last time you told
Yeah.
us.
Well, I'll probably show you a picture later. Okay, so based on what we just learned about Will Allen from those 2 pages, I have a couple of questions. So remember, we're still talking about authors' purpose. Okay, so it says an author's purpose is his or her reason for writing a text. The purpose may be to inform, to
entertain,
or
or
to
to persuade.
Knowing the purpose helps us find what?
Understand the author's message.
Understand the author's message. What's another name for message?
Theme.
Theme, or the moral, right?
Or lesson.
Or a lesson. Okay, so let's look at number 1. We just reread pages 110 and 111. So our question is, what does the author want you to know about Will Allen? So based on what the author already told us on those 2 pages about what Will Allen did, let's think about what does he want us to know about him? Olivia?
Will Allen wants to know about him that he cares for his community and wants everyone to eat vegetables, like have vegetables in their community.
Okay. Well, is it Will Allen wanting us to know or the author?
The author.
So now this is us kind of using our point of view. What point of view is this? Talk to your neighbor. Talk to your neighbor. What point of view is this story?
I think it's a narrator.
What point of view?
I think it's third. Or it might be third.
All right, class. I think I'm hearing the answer. What point of view is this?
First.
If you think first, raise your hand. If you think third, it's a narrator, raise your hand. Why is it a narrator, Ariana?
It's a narrator because it doesn't say the word I as if he was talking.
Okay, it's not Will Allen saying, I built a farm, I went to this city, right? So it is a narrator. So it's third person, someone is telling us about his life. That's why it's a biography. Yes, ma'am?
When it said Will Allen bought it, and it said I bought it.
Exactly. Not right now. Thank you for being attentive. Okay, so what does the author want you to know about Will Allen? I like what Olivia said, and I agree, Olivia. Miss Johnson wrote that Will sees that good food is scarce in the city and wants to fix the problem with a new kind of farm. So that's what the author wants me to know about him, just from those 2 pages. He sees there's a problem, and he wants to do what?
Find a solution.
Find a solution. He wants to fix it, right? He's not like, okay, that's a little too bad for that town.
That's not a resolution.
No.
That's not a resolution, right?
That's just like the problem, but no, but he's trying to find the resolution.
He's just being a bystander.
Ooh, he's just being a bystander. So now we know about Will Allen that he wants to find a solution to the problem in the story about it being pretty scarce in the city. Now, what you're going to do with your partner, based on what we read on those 2 pages, you're going to think about who is the intended audience for this biography. So sometimes whoever's writing a story, let's say if they're writing something about science, sometimes they're going to write things like that are more complex, or they're going to use scientific vocabulary. That means their audience is to people who are scientists. Based on what we've read so far about Will Allen and in the story, I want you and your partner to team up and think about, who's the audience for this story? Who are they trying to reach? Got it?
Yeah.
So you're gonna do number 2 with your partner. Do not worry about writing number 1. That was Ms. Johnson's example. You and your partner are gonna work on what number?
Number 2.
Number 2. Got it?
Got it.
Yes, ma'am.
If Will didn't grow your vegetables, it will be a cause.
It would be a cause.
An effect.
Okay. You said if he didn't grow vegetables?
Yeah,
The
if he
cause is
didn't
that
grow.
the city is scarce of vegetables.
Oh, and the effect, are you saying that he's, okay, gotcha.
I feel like it's sequential.
I kind
We
of
can-
agree with Sophia.
Yeah, we can talk about that text structure too. There's a lot of different text structures. Okay, so I'm gonna give you your paper. Whenever you and your partner are done with number 2, just put it on your desk because we'll go over it. And then I want you to work on progress learning. Got it?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.